Hi guys, thought I'd do a review on my latest purchase, which is this rucksack. This is the OMM Classic 32. OMM stands for Original Mountain Marathon, and they're the guys in England that started doing the first mountain marathons, ultra marathons and that sort of thing. Although originally it wasn't called the OMM, it was called the Kim, because they were sponsored by Carrymore, but they no longer are. This bag obviously is 32 litre capacity, but comes with mesh pockets on the outside, as you can see, to increase that capacity. It weighs in at about 740 grams, and it's strippable down to under 600 grams by removing a few bits and pieces, these bungees and the like. I've used it a couple of times, so I've had some experience, so I can do a review on it, a little bit of a review. But I'll just show you some of the features. To begin with, the carrying straps. They're a very thin feel to the strap, but they've got little holes in them to allow the sweat to come out if you're a runner. They're also mesh lined rather than nylon. They come with a whole range of little attachment points. You can probably see here I've already attached my little LED torch. I use that quite a bit when I'm cycling, so I like to have it there. There's buckles here so you can add a chest bag as well. They do a 4 litre chest bag which will strap on here. It'll also go inside the bag as a separate pouch because there are clips in there as well. The hip belt again is mesh, padded, but with a decent pocket on either side, so you can put your energy bars in there or your trail mix. That's what I put in there, GPS compass, that sort of thing. The sternum strap has got a whistle built in, and it's quite loud as well. That's pretty good. The sternum strap is also adjustable for height, but I found that I need it on its lowest setting, so in my opinion, the other two adjustments are a bit too high. Round on the back, you've got either side 2 adjustable mesh pockets for your water bottles, and this one here has been extended apparently in recent times, so you can put your wet gear in there. Also you can put your mountain bike helmet under there, should you not be wearing it at the time. On the top it's got a mesh pocket right on the very top, again for, I don't know, the odd bits and pieces, that sort of thing. And then there's a zipped lid pocket as well, so ideal for your water bottles and that sort of thing. It's got exit point for your bladder if you're using a camelback or a platypus system. Inside as well is a foam pad called the Duro Mat, which is removable and is the perfect length for a torso sleeping pad. And you can buy an additional one and then velcro them together, and you've got a full length sleeping mat. So they're the good points. Run you through the things. Now there's 2 things I found on this bag which I'm not particularly pleased about, but it's nothing that I can't get round. Firstly, the zips on the hip belt and on the lid, when you're running and when you're cycling, they rattle. They rattle about, so I'm going to have to put a little bit of tape or something like that on them, because little things like that can be quite annoying. And the straps, every strap is quite long and flaps about when you're cycling as well, especially this sternum one. This is really long and it can smack you in the face and that sort of thing. And the single closure on the back will also flap about. Now I've got a tip for fixing that, and what I have, and if you can find it, it's basically just a bit of double-sided velcro. It's male on one side, female on the other, and if you just cut a little piece of that off, you can thread it through the strap, roll it up, and then secure it tight where you want it. And I do that on all my bags, and that stops the straps from flapping about and being annoying and potentially catching you in the eye. That's also what I've used to secure my little torch. It's just a loop of velcro. Obviously the lanyard is secured and that just slots in there like a holster. That works quite well. what I might as well do as well is, as I filled it up with my gear, my ultra lightweight camping gear, I might as well show you the sort of thing that I carry. So in my top pocket here I have my Outdoor Research helium jacket, 194 grams, completely waterproof, got a decent hood on it as well, and breathable. I really like that jacket. It's got waterproof zips, very straightforward, very simple. I also carry in here my cut down toothbrush and almost empty mini tube of toothpaste, just kept in a plastic bag because it's light and free, of course. Mobile phone, so you've got your GPS on there as well. Inside, let's open this up. What's the first thing I've got? I've got this is a yogurt container, a 450 gram or 450 milliliter yogurt container, weighs 17 grams. That's got my cheap fleece gloves in there and my buff neck tube copy thing. Now that is my cup, cost nothing, obviously 17 grams. It's big enough so that you can hold it around the rim, and if you're careful with it you won't burn your fingers, and it doesn't cost anything. Now if you're going to be searching around for plastic cups and things, what you need to do is pour boiling water into them first and see what happens, because a lot of these plastics can't cope with boiling water and they'll end up melting and they'll be no good. But this particular one will work. I've gone for this over an aluminium can that you can turn into a cup, simply because it's so much stronger. I mean, you can bend this about, it's going to come to no harm, whereas of course the aluminium ones can. So that's that. I've got my cheap fleece hat that I keep in there. I've got the tent pegs in there. This is a good bit of kit. This is my windproof jacket. This is made by Carrymore. I don't think you can buy it anymore. It's made from Pertex, but it's also lined with a really light fleece. So not only is it my windproof, this is my insulating layer as well. That comes with a hood as well. That's a really nice lightweight bit of kit, so I'll wear that if it's a bit windy or a bit chilly, rather than if I don't want to wear my waterproof. That's really nice. I've got my Geller Extreme Light 800 gram sleeping bag. I've already spoken in other videos about that. So that goes in there. I've got the ground sheet for my tent, which I salvaged from a beach shelter. I think that weighs about 120 grams, something like that. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I've got my homemade bag when I do my freezer bag cooking. That goes in there. It also makes a bit more padding in the back of your rucksack. I've got my cook kit. This is a bag I found, so that hasn't cost me anything. I won't go through this now, but it's essentially a really cheap aluminium pot and lids that I've added a bit of paracord as a lid. I'm currently using a Trangia burner in there rather than a Coke can one. I'm experimenting, that's all. I have made some Pepsi can stoves, but I find the Trangia is more efficient, so I think, although it weighs 60 grams as opposed to about 20 grams, I think you save fuel over a couple of days because the Trangia just seems to be more efficient. What else have I got? Oh, that's about it, other than that is my shelter. That is the fly sheet of a Robert Saunders Jetpacker Plus tent, which is an old tent from the 80s really. It's made from this sil nylon ripstop stuff. You can pitch it as just the fly, so that's what I do. It's just like a tarp tent. And I also carry, these are the poles for it. Now these are a little bit heavy. You can use trekking poles if you adapt the ends, because you need a decent length to go through the eyelets in the fly sheet. and you can adjust your trekking poles to do that, but a lot of times if I'm running I'm not going to be using my trekking poles, so I have to carry that, or you can string it up I suppose. The only other thing is my windshield protector, which is one of those things you can get anywhere. I think that weighs 26 grams, and I put that down in addition to the torso pad that comes in here. It just gives you a little bit more warmth for your legs. All of that lot comes in at £9, so that's pretty good for a base weight. And the only thing really to add there would be a couple of water bottles on either side, which again you'd get free, and your food, which I've already done videos on. So I think all in all, excluding water, I think I could probably run it for about, I don't know, be about £10 in weight. So it's ultralight still I suppose, but I haven't spent a fortune. Most of this stuff is either ancient made or bought really cheap. So you don't have to spend a fortune, but I'm liking this bag. It's a bit of an investment. So there you go, that's my setup.